So for these problems, we're going to again find the double angle formulas, but again I've got it set up so that you've got to figure out which quadrant you're in. And it's a little different. They don't tell you straight up you're in quadrant 1, 2, 3, or 4. So we've got to figure out, just using our coordinate axes. Sine is negative down here in quadrant 3 and quadrant 4. All right, and then secant is, remember, the flip of cosine. So cosine theta is also negative, less than 0. So cosine's negative over here and down here. So they're both negative in quadrant number 3. So when you go to draw up your triangle for this, your triangle's got to be down here in quadrant 3. All right, and then we go ahead and label it. So here's my theta. Opposite is negative 3, and that makes sense because we're going down. Hypotenuse is always positive, and then I need to figure out the third side. All right, so I'm just going to kind of do this. I'm going to take out this. We'll come back to that in a minute. So it's my a squared plus negative 3 squared equals 5 squared. A squared equals, whoops, let's not go there yet. A squared plus 9 equals 25. A squared equals 16. So when I take the square root, I'm going to have two values, a plus or minus 4. Remember, that's what happens when you take a square root to both sides of an equation. So now when I look at my picture, I'm on the negative x-axis. So that's going to be negative 4, not the positive 4. So when I go to find, for example, sine 2x, that's 2 sine x cosine x. All right, so now I fill in my fractions. Sine x is opposite over hypotenuse. So opposite was negative 3/5. Cosine, theta, or x, is adjacent over hypotenuse, negative 4/5. And then I can just straight across multiply. So 2 times negative 3 times negative 4, positive 24 over 25. Cosine 2x, and again, you can use any formula, any of those three formulas. I'm going to go back to 1 minus 2 sine squared x, because I know for sure sine x, or sine, I'm using different letters here, sine x in this problem is negative 3/5, so I can just plug that directly into the formula without bothering with my triangle here. 1 minus 2 times negative 3/5, and you just have to remember to square it in your problem. And again, I'd probably encourage you, you don't get extra points for doing stuff in your head, so I'd probably encourage you to just go ahead and type this into your calculator. Do the 1 minus 2, parenthesis, negative 3 divided by 5 squared. Just type it all in as you see it, and then hit enter, and then do math, enter, enter, to get 7/25. All right, and I erased tangent 2x, and again, since I've already got these two, I'm just going to do sine divided by cosine. So sine was 24/25 divided by 7/25. If you do your keep, change, flip, you're going to end up with 24/7 as its ratio.